Well, so then if we were at 0, we count up to 4, we said, all right, from 0 to 4 is important. Then if 4 is our new base, what's the next highest number that's the important number? It's going to be 8, right? And then 12, 16, and then 20. So the 4 was important, and then strategizing about how to get the teams to 4 became the dominant strategy. However, it all came down to what actually determined. If let's assume that both teams knew that strategy, what does it come down to? Who goes first? So in this game, even though if you had a perfect strategy, it all comes down to the coin flip anyway, right? So chance does play. If what? If they do the right strategy. Because there was, I think Zach's team said one time that they were going to lose. They said, oh, we didn't go first, we're going to lose. If what? If the other team does exactly what they're supposed to do. So there are a lot of games in real life. I mean, this is an example where people make mistakes. You know, like you might even know what the strategy is. You might know what the right thing is, but you make a simple mistake. One example would be, is smoking good for your health? How many of you all know smokers? So in the game of smoking, what's the dominant strategy? You shouldn't smoke, should you? But people all the time play that game, and they choose the wrong strategy. And why do they choose the wrong strategy? We'll actually talk about that later on. But that's clearly not in their. That's really not in their best interest to smoke. But people do it all the time. Same thing with diets. There are some foods that you should not eat. They're just, but people eat them, right? So in all of these games, there are typically strategies that you should play to win. And by win, I just mean you want the best outcome possible. But are we rational? I mean, are we irrational? I think that we could argue that even though we've come out with a rational strategy that would help you to win, this is just a very simplified game that shows that we're not always rational. All right, we're going to play again. This time, so you won the game this time if you were the last person to pick up the remaining flags, right? This time, you will lose if you were the last person to pick up the flags, okay? Becca's going to interview. Let's split back up into our teams. I'll give you a few minutes, same teams that you just came from. I'll give you a few minutes to strategize, see if you can come up with something. Also, keep in mind a good strategy to play sometimes, and this is the one I use a lot, is a guess and check. So, you know, even though you might try a strategy out and it wouldn't win the first time, just keep track of what you did somehow and try to improve on that, okay? So let's split back up. I'll give you a few minutes.